Welcome to my channel, my YouTube channel, where we talk about life, business, love, relationships, and awakening. I just want everyone to know that this channel is a space where we explore consciousness, awareness, the law of attraction, understanding energy, quantum reality, and the laws of the universe. So my mission is to inspire millions of people all over the world and to support the collective through this mass awakening that we're going through. If this rings true with you, please show your support by liking, subscribing, commenting, and of course, sharing this content. So today I am going to talk about triggers. What is a trigger? So we all know with family, friends, loved ones, and even in life with work and business and clients, occasionally there are things that trigger us. They push our buttons. They make us wild and they make us feel crazy and we don't know what it was. And we say that was a trigger. And there are times when we share our truth, our voice with others, and we trigger them. So, typically when we do research on a topic like this, we find a lot of triggers around traumas and triggers for memories, but this is not the kind of triggering that I'm talking about today. What I'll be talking to you about today is triggering for your growth. How to understand what a trigger is in order to evolve and grow in your awakening, in your awareness, in your life, and how to develop skills for handling these highly emotional and intensive moments of our life. Now, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below during this video. If you have any questions or any comments, even if it's about, how to handle different situations in your life, anything that you want to hear about on awakening, or how kind of this relates to your relationships, just let me know. Shout me out. So what is a trigger? So I just want to understand here that a trigger is when we have more or less an avalanche of emotion. It's almost like, you can see that things are being stirred up. And I want you to think of a trigger as bringing to the surface, bubbling up to the surface, hidden energies, emotions, experiences, resentments. Triggers allow us to start to look inward and to start and see and understand where our emotion is coming from. Why does a trigger sting so much? Why do triggers sting other people so much? So I've broken down understanding triggers into 3 categories. And those categories are, let's see if I can get my truth. All right. So there's a truth trigger, and I will talk to you a bit about my understanding of that. There is a trigger category called projection, and I will explain that in a bit. And there is a category of triggers that are based around injustice, or what we would like to consider toxicity or entanglement. Okay, so I will talk to you about that. So let's start with the first one. We're going to talk about truth. So we're looking at triggers from a spiritual and growth perspective. How are triggers helping us and aiding us in our awakening, in our evolution, and in our ascension? So truth is one of the most common triggers, I think, when we start to wake up, when we start to ascend. So it's always like going back to the phrase where people say, the truth hurts. And that is actually what it is when someone blatantly says something to you that is so true about your behaviors, your actions, the way you show up in the world, and you wish it was a different way, but that actually is who you are at this very moment. And it can feel like someone's driving a knife into you. It could feel like there's a little bit of that death happening, that ego death. It hurts so deeply, and it can raise a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of animosity, a lot of rage, a lot of blame, all low vibrational energy. Why does the truth hurt so much? Why is the truth a trigger? Someone criticizes you in the way you do business. They criticize you in your communication style. They criticize you for the way you behave in your life. Why does that hurt so much? From a spiritual perspective, and as we start to wake up and go through an awakening, it's because we're being shown what we do not want to be. And when someone calls us out on something that is a truth about who we are at this very moment, deep inside our inner self, our higher self, our soul knows that we have so much more. And the pain involved in that realization is the trigger. So when we feel anger rise up or resentment bubble up, when someone points out a truth in our life or sheds a light on a truth or a behavior that we currently have, something we've done, it's really uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable to face this about ourselves. We just want to ask, why does this dig into me so much? Why? Why does this hurt? Don't get angry at the person. It's like saying, don't shoot the messenger, right? Why is this statement, this truth about my behavior, myself, the way I show up in the world, why is that hurting me so very much? That's the first step. And then I want you to look inside and just accept yourself for where you are at right now. You're not perfect, and it's okay. It's okay if someone doesn't like you. It's okay if they don't like the way you act, the way you behave. It's okay if you don't like yourself right now. This is designed to bring up consciousness and awareness and realization around things you don't like about yourself so that we can release them and give ourselves space to change. Now, if you're happy with your behaviors and you're happy with the way that you're showing up in the world and you are in perfect alignment with your mission, your goals, your dreams, who you are, the truth about yourself, those statements will not trigger you. The question is, does this behavior that a person has shed light on make you happy? And if it does, that's great. But then I want to ask you, why are you being triggered? Where is the ease and grace in accepting yourself and knowing that you're on track and on purpose? So just start asking. Okay. So I'm going to move on to our second trigger reason here, which is projection. So the reason why I've leveled these up is because I think when we're going through an awakening, in my opinion, it starts with the truth. Like people, places, and things will start shining light on the truth about who you are. And it hurts because you don't want to be that version of yourself anymore. And there's a breakdown that starts to occur. And to me, the second stage of triggering is projection, where we start to be around people, places, and things. We start to find problems with the way people act, the way they behave, the way society is, the way our office is, the way our boss speaks to us, the way our clients speak to us, whatever kind of career you're in, the way we show up in our business. We find the problems, the discomforts in all these different situations around us. We start to hang out with our friend and we start to find that something is really annoying about them. Maybe they never do what they say they're going to do, or they're always sad, or they're always, whatever the case may be. The second type of trigger is projection. And what I want you to know is that this type of trigger is also known as mirror work in many ways. You are projecting. When we're looking at this in the context of awakening, of growth, and in expansion and ascension for your soul on this planet and in this lifetime, you are projecting your own judgments, your own inadequacies, your own flaws onto the world around you. And they're being shown back to you in a magnified way so that you can start to ask yourself, why am I surrounded, for example, by an angry person? I've had 3 angry people show up in my life this week. It's not them. The question is, where am I angry? What in me is holding the energy of anger? I've had 3 sad and depressed people show up in my life this week. I can't stand it. I don't want to be around this anymore. So we want to ask ourselves, where am I feeling sad and depressed? Okay, this is just an example so you get the hang of it. I'm going to give you another example. Perhaps you find yourself in a situation where you look around and all of your friends are maybe drinking or doing drugs, and you feel like you're not that person, but it's bothering you, right? So you want to ask yourself, where am I the addict within me? Okay, this is how we start to use these triggers to serve us. My boss is incompetent. It makes me crazy. Where am I incompetent? My parents, my partner, my children, they never do what they say they're going to do. They're so annoying, whatever the case may be. Where is it that I'm unreliable and I don't do what I say I'm going to do? And I'm annoying, right? So what is it that is really being reflected back to you? It's this idea of projection, all right? You just want to start asking yourself, because the faster we can start to get real with who we are, because we're evolving and changing, the faster we can start to identify these energies and qualities within us and release them. So we're going to move into our more advanced trigger, or I'd like to say it's our third trigger, which is a trigger of injustice or toxicity. It's when someone shows up in your life and they have narcissistic qualities. They're an evil person. They're treating you in a certain way that no matter how you cut it, no matter how you react, it's just blatantly unfair. It's with work. It could be with a relationship. It could be with, let's say, the political system. But it triggers you. It sets you off on a rage. It makes you angry. It makes you feel passionate and vocal. This is like an advanced trigger, right? What is that going on? It's obviously not your fault. But when we are on the path of awakening, we are responsible for everything in our life. We are the master manifestors of our reality. And as we ascend into 5th dimensional consciousness, we know that there is no separation. There is no divide. We are all connected and we are all one. Now, every single person and entity and organization is on their path on this journey, and you are on yours. And as we rise in consciousness and we rise in frequency and we rise in awareness, it's possible that you are being shown a lesson around boundaries, healthy psychological boundaries that keep you safe, that keep you focused on your path. And the more you betray yourself to allow these injustices or these toxic people and situations to impact your life, the more you need this lesson on boundaries, because it takes your own personal power to stand up and say, with love and compassion, no, thank you. Acceptance. I'm never going to work out this situation. It's not working out right now. The strength of choosing what fills your space. The strength in choosing not to engage anymore in that game. To throw in the towel and say, I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm never going to win. I don't feel good about it. I'm not enjoying my time. I'm not enjoying the company. I'm not enjoying this organization. I'm not enjoying engaging in conversations about this political system. I think I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to serve myself here. And I'm going to live my life the way I need to. But what do those situations bring up in you? Why are you maybe it is, there's an entanglement of some sort. There's some sort of an attachment going on. And that's the purpose of this sort of injustice, toxicity trigger, is to show you where you are at. And for those of you who know me, I always say, raise your standards and the universe will meet you there. So that's my video today on triggers. What is a trigger? If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and like and subscribe and comment. Let me know. It helps my algorithm in YouTube. Definitely share. I am looking to always boost my subscription base. And, let me know where you're at on your awakening. Let me know if this rings true to you, your experiences with triggers, how they make you feel, what you found out about yourself, how you released these unwanted energies. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to talk about. And definitely feel free to drop me an email if you're interested in getting in touch. And I want to say thank you so much for your time today. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video.